What do we see in People's Exhibit 242?
Large mound of clothing on top of the washer and the dryer.
And is that what it looked like when you initially got to the residence?
Yes, it does.
And did you do anything to look through this clothing?
Myself personally, no.
Did anybody do that?
Detective John Price did.
And were you there when he was doing that?
I was not there when he was initially looking through it, but he called me up once he was looking through that.
And why did he call you up? Do you know?
He found a pair of shoes with that seemed out of place to him with a pink residue on the bottom of the soles.
We go to 243, please. What do we see in People's Exhibit 243?
A little bit closer shot over top of the washer.
244? What do we see in 244?
These are the shoes that Detective Price pointed out to me.
And is that what they look like when you got into the laundry room?
Yes.
And you talked about some kind of, did you say pink substance on the bottom of these shoes?
Correct.
What did you think that substance was?
There was suspicion that it was possibly blood and had been attempted been washed, but had soaked into the sole issue.
Why did you have a suspicion of that?
Just based on our experience and the time that we've seen blood-soaked clothing, it just seemed out of place and seemed very strange to us at that point.
So is this one of the instances that we were talking about when we started out, that you didn't necessarily know what you were looking for, but if you saw something out of the ordinary, you're gonna make note of it?
Yes.
And so what did you do upon seeing these shoes?
We photographed those, and then I also took swabs of the bottom of both of the shoes.
And in this particular shoe, which shoe is which?
This is the left foot, and that would be the right foot.
Could you point out on the right foot any areas of discoloration that you've been talking about?
Right up through here. This picture is a little hard to see, but basically on the indentations of the pattern of the sole, there was the pink residue.
Okay. If we can go to People's Exhibit 245, please. What do we see in People's Exhibit 245?
This is where it had soaked into the foam on the shoe and gave that discoloration all throughout it.
And just so the record's clear, you're using a pointer to point out looks like in the middle of the shoe where there's a crease. You're saying there's some discoloration there?
Correct.
Is that the area that you swabbed with regards to the right bottom of the shoe?
Correct. Right up in this area here.
And if you would resume your seat, there's a brown envelope marked 246. I believe it's going to be on your right-hand side. Do you see that?
Uh, 246. Okay, there we go.
246. You got that?
Yes, sir.
What is People's Exhibit 246?
It states that it's one package of 2 swabs from women's black and white Nike shoes.
And is that the swab that you took from this shoe?
Yes, it is.
And how do you know that?
Because I placed it into this envelope and it was later taken to evidence and then inputted into evidence by Detective Perry.
And you need to open that up to know that that's what's in that envelope.
No.
At this time, I'd move to admit People's Exhibit 246.
Defense? Exhibit 246 will be admitted. Go ahead.
We can now publish 247, please. What do we see in People's Exhibit 247?
This appears to be the other shoe and also has the pink residue and various indentations on the shoe.
In 248? What do we see in 248?
This is the heel of the shoe, and again, there's more pink residue in all of the low areas and indentations of the shoe.
And did you swab those areas with regards to this shoe as well?
Correct.
And now we're talking about the bottom of the left shoe.
Yes.
And if there's another brown envelope, hopefully it's still there, 249.
Correct.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
What is People's Exhibit 249?
It states it's one package of 2 swabs for women's black and white Nike shoes.
And are those the swabs you took from the shoes we just looked at?
Yes.
And you need to open that envelope to see that those are the swabs.
No.
Move to admit People's Exhibit 249.
Mr. Cook,
Objection.
Exhibit 249 will be admitted. Go ahead.
We can go to 250 now, please. What do we see in People's Exhibit 250?
This was a pink towel that was in the washer next to or underneath where the shoes were at.
And was that the only thing that was in the washer at the time?
Yes, it was.
We can go to 251, please. What do we see in 251?
Again, this is the pink towel that was inside of the washer.
Did you notice any red discoloration on that towel or anything suspicious with regards to that towel?
Me personally, no, I did not.
Are you just annotating that there's one towel in the washer and you're taking a picture of it?
Correct.
Now I'd like you to look at the next series of photographs that are in front of you. They haven't been admitted yet. They're going to be in front of you. It's 252 through 258, and then 260 and 261. Have you had a chance to look at those photographs?
Yes, I have.
And what are those photographs of?
Those photographs are the beginning of those are in the family room in the basement, which is an area of the carpet that had been cut out. There's also appeared to be burn marks on the couch. The other photographs are of the trash cans, which are in the backyard of the residence.
And what about 260 and 261? Are those close-ups of the trash cans?
Yes, they are.
And do all those photographs accurately depict the items you said they depict from January 28th, 2020, from 6627 basement area and then the outside area where the trash cans are?
Yes, they do.
Move to admit People's Exhibits 252 through 258, 260, and 261.
Mr. Cook?
No objection to those being admitted.
Exhibits 258 through, or I'm sorry, 252 through 258 and 260 and 261 will be admitted.
Thank you, Judge. We're going to publish 252 now. What do we see in People's Exhibit 252?
This is the couch downstairs in the family room. There was actually some carpet that was covering us up, and when we moved it, because it wasn't actually tacked down or anything, this is what we found, and it appeared to be an area that had burnt through. The carpet had been cut out, and then this is the padding under the carpet that appeared to have been melted down to the concrete, which is what the white part is here. The areas over here on the couch appeared to have melted through the couch liner or cover, and appeared to possibly be a waxy substance that was left on there.
And prior to going to the residence on January 28th, 2020, did you have any information about a candle being fallen over and causing a fire?
Initial information from the sergeant on scene, that information had been passed over or passed to him from the office, that there had possibly been a fire in the basement caused by a candle.
And is that why you're documenting, taking photos of this area?
Yes, it is.
And did you bring that dog with you?
No.
Did you tell him to pose there or something, or just happenstance?
He was photogenic that day.
Okay.